the law of economics. I know way back in the day in school we had a class for economics. In today's education, I've been informed that they no longer have that class of economics. Well, what we tend to forget, or maybe we never realized and back in the day, was economics is actually a law, a universal law. And it's a principle. It's not a theory. The universal law of economics is actually a principle. It's something you can live by, and it's something that can guide you, and it can take you to the next step if you're not going that way. Because the law of economics, no one can beat it. That's just it. It is there. It is ruled by nature. It is ruled by the universe. It is ruled by energy. And no one can beat or manipulate it in any way. No politicians, no government people, nobody can manipulate the law of economics, because it is a universal law, like I said, that is ruled by energy. And so all of us know, and we see this happening around us all the time, how people get wealthy and they lose their money, or people start to do something and they fall off. They start to do this and they stop, or whatever it is. We see it all the time. So one thing you can look at is, are they following the law of economics? Well, the law of economics, it watches people. If you are giving freely of services, basically services, the law of economics is always looking at people giving services to others, helping others in any way, shape, or form. And this comes in all sorts of ways, and it just, it doesn't matter what field you're in. It doesn't matter if it's just you're donating, services to a charity. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, you donate different videos, maybe you donate that, or you donate PDFs that are helping people. Whatever you're doing, if you're donating time and services to the masses, then the law of economics is on your side. And what happens is, there's so many signs out there for all of us. So when you ask yourself, have I done anything lately, and I always say lately, that maybe I need to give more. Maybe I need to put more out there. Maybe I need to get in tune with where I'm going and what I'm doing. Because these laws take audits, just like the law of attraction. The law of economics is a law. It is a universal law that is all about it. And people in business understand the law of economics for the simple fact that they know if they don't give something back. That's what you hear about wealthy people giving a lot to charity, a huge amounts of money, because they know with the law of economics, if they don't give, whether it be maybe they're doing a lawyer and they are giving away free consultations, that is giving. That is part of giving, and that is part of that. So when people in business don't understand the law of economics, then they tend to fall to the wayside. It may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but the law of economics always takes an audit. The law of economics always catches you, always and forever, always will. It is one of those laws that is silent and it's inconspicuous, put it that way. Wall Street bankers, hedge fund managers, all of these people know and respect the law of economics, because they know without it, their business will be doomed. It will not go very far, or it will fall, whatever the case may be in their situation. So knowing by the acts of the deeds they perform, they attract back to them more opportunities for more wealth. And that's what it is. You will be given more opportunities to receive what it is you're desiring, because opportunities is spread throughout the country. I mean, everywhere you look in the country, in any country you're in, there's always an opportunity for something to happen, for something to grow, for something to prosper, for something for you to take action on. Just look around you. There's always opportunities. You have to be persistent. When you take an opportunity and you're saying, okay, I am being prosperous, I am growing my business, I'm growing my wealth, I'm growing my income. But if you're not taking an opportunity when it comes, If you're just sitting on the couch doing nothing, or you're just playing around, piddling, or whatever you're doing, whatever it is. I talk to so many different people who are doing different things, so it just depends on you individually, what you're doing. So, but if you're not persistent and you're not creating a plan for what you want to have your outcome to be, then how are you supposed to reach it? If you don't have a plan, you have nothing. Think about that. That is part of the law of economics. There's always a plan, a master plan that each person has to reach not just the goal. The goal is just one step, but to reach the fulfillment of reaching that step in life. Because we have all the capabilities for us in America. We have all the capabilities that ensures every person out there has the opportunity to deliver services and collect the riches in proportion to the value of the services they deliver. Think about it. How many times do you see people giving freely and not expecting anything back? That's the way it should be. If you're expecting something back, then that is where the law of economics is going to come in and say, whoa, you need to hold on there. That's not the way it works here. This is a law. This is a universal law that you have to abide by, or we will audit you, which you will be audited anyway. Everyone is audited by the law of economics. You may not see it all the time, but you may notice that sometimes you have extra things come up where you have to do more, pay more, or something like that happens, and you're being taxed for this, or you're being audited for that. You're being judged by the law of economics. Think about it. It's a principle. And a principle is a way you should live, because if you live with respect for the law of economics, not only are you building your income and you're building your prosperity for yourself and your family, but you are building your self-esteem, and you're building your conscience, and you're building everything around you. So no one is denied by the law of economics the right to keep in mind that you can have and do everything you want, because the law of economics is a system, and it's controlled by the law of economics, by the universal law. So you can't get away from it. It's energy. It's always flowing, and it sees everything. If you think, well, I'm going to bypass the law of economics, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. Even people that are doing bad things and drugs and being bad people, they are also being audited by the law of economics. It's just a fact. And I'm just going to do this as a short video, but there's so much more to explain this law, because it's ruled by nature in the world, not just in the individual countries, but in the world. So ask yourself every day, ask yourself, am I living by the law of economics? Ask yourself and give yourself honest answers. Am I living by the law of economics? Do I give value and services? Do I use the opportunities that come to me? By having respect for the law of economics, not only will you have more of what is desired in your life, but you'll be happier and more carefree. You won't have all the conundrums, all the downsides of everything, because you'll be in an even, steady flow. And, years pass by so fast. The years are always flying by, and before we know it, a year is gone. So ask yourself I like to do it at least once a month. I ask myself a series of questions. What have I done this year? What have I done this month that is taking me forward to where I wanted to be? What have I done that's grown my business? What have I done for my business I've already started that maybe it needs some attention? What have I done to help grow myself? What have I done? So if you ask yourself these questions, and you ask them for yourself every month. I know some people who ask this of themselves at the end of every week. What have I done to reach my tasks, to encourage my skills, have grown my skills? And there's different questions that the people I talk to have. And the biggest one I have that they say is, What new skill have I learned this week that has profited me in the long run? And that is a huge one, guys, because if you're not learning the skills that you need, how can the law of economics bring you the opportunities you want if you're not willing to work for it? And I don't mean sitting on the couch or sitting there just doing nothing and just, whatever. That's not growing you. It's not growing your business. It's keeping you stagnant. So if that's what you're doing, you might want to take a look and maybe change that up a lot, because that's not going to get your income any better. And if you're waiting for someone or something to throw you out some money, you might want to take another look at that also, because the law of economics has a way of taking it what is given. And if you're not being truthful to yourself, if you're not growing your money, if you're not working for it, then the law of economics has a way of just, stopping that and taking it away, which it does. And people don't realize it, because it could be a year, it could be 5 years it goes by, but then it happens and it's like, bam, what happened? I was getting this, I was getting that, I was doing this, I was doing that, and all of a sudden it's gone. There's a payment to be made. So think about that. And there's more you can learn about the law of economics. It is a universal law, and it's one that is, like I said, it's actually a principle that people live by. And I suggest for everyone out there who is in any type of a financial situation to learn more about this law, because it is very important for all of us to know, because they do not teach this law in school anymore. So if you're older, then maybe you have this teaching in school. Another thing is you could use Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. He goes into a lot of detail on the law of, he goes into a lot on different laws. But if you're using this law, and this law of economics, then you can find yourself in a really good place. So use it wisely and use it frequently. And use it to the best of your ability. If you need more training, more teaching, then definitely reach out and get that. Because there's no reason for you not to have what you need. Okay? That's a truth. That's a given. Okay, I'll talk to you later.